everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video we're going to learn how to automatically generate content via Google Gemini and share for reviews on Slack. So I am an owner of a business and I post content related to my business on different social media platforms to create more customers' engagement. Creating and generating the content manually takes a lot of time. So what I did was I simply created an automation using Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. So here in this automation, what is going to happen? I have created a record of all the titles with the keywords in my Google Sheets for which I want to generate the content for. So here in my Google Sheets, whenever I am going to add a new title for which I want to generate the content, automatically with the help of the title, the content is going to be generated using Google Gemini. And as then the content is going to be generated, I want to send a message on my Slack channel of the channel that I've created of my review team so that they can review the content that has been generated using Google Gemini. And I'm going to do this with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you want to learn how to create this amazing automation, then let me take you all to my screen. Welcome to my screen. So in this video, we're going to learn how to automatically generate content via Google Gemini and share for review on Slack. So I'm an owner of a trading company that wants to provide its clients with daily market insights, trading tips and trade analysis. We use Google Gemini to automatically generate content based on the latest market data, economic news and technical analysis. This content can include daily trading tips, market forecast and analysis of emerging trends. Once the content is generated, it is automatically should be shared on the Slack channel dedicated to content review. The team can then collaborate, suggest edits and approve the content before it is published on different social media platforms or shared with clients. This automated workflow not only saves time but also ensures that the content is accurate, up to date and valuable to the firm's clients. And we're going to be creating this amazing automation with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign in to our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign in to my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the All Pabbly Apps window in front of you, in which you can see the 5 applications of Pabbly, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on Access Now. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right over here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the workflow name over here, I'm going to give it as Automatically Generate Content via Google Gemini and Share for Reviews on Slack. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow. Okay. Next, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this field. So these are the folders from which I'm going to select Google Gemini Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving a name to a workflow and selecting the folder, let's click on Create in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of Automatically Generate Content via Google Gemini and Share for Reviews on Slack, and there are 2 windows in front of you. One over here says Trigger, other says Action. Trigger and Action are the 2 most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these 2 concepts. Over here, Trigger says when this happens and Action says do this. That means our action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We're going to set up our trigger step first. For that, click over here, and for the trigger application, we are going to select it as Google Sheets. I am selecting my trigger application as Google Sheets because in my Google Sheets, I'm going to create a record of all the titles and the keywords of the titles for which I want to generate the content for. Okay, so that is why for the trigger application, I've selected it as Google Sheets, and for the trigger event as new or updated spreadsheet row, so that whenever a new title or the keywords is going to be entered in this spreadsheet, automatically Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response. After selecting the trigger application and the event, you can see that Pabbly Connect has provided us with the webhook URL. With the help of this unique webhook URL, we are going to connect Google Sheets to Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to first copy this URL from here. After copying the URL, to follow the steps given here below in the help desk to connect Google Sheets and Pabbly Connect. Open the spreadsheet that you have created. So this is a spreadsheet that I've created using Google Sheets, and I will be connecting this spreadsheet to Pabbly Connect so that whenever I'm going to enter the title and the keywords in the spreadsheet, automatically Pabbly Connect should capture the response. So now to connect the spreadsheet to Pabbly Connect, from the bar over here, you have to click on this extensions button, then click on add-on and on get add-ons. A new dialog box is going to appear on which on the search bar we have to search for Pabbly Connect webhooks. We're going to select Pabbly Connect webhooks. As you can see that I've already installed Pabbly Connect Webhooks, so I'm going to move forward. But if you have not installed Pabbly Connect Webhooks, please do install it because it is going to help us to connect Google Sheets and Pabbly Connect, okay? So as I've already installed Pabbly Connect Webhooks, I'm going to refresh this page from here. After refreshing the page, go back to extensions. Now you can see under extensions it says Pabbly Connect Webhooks. We're going to select it. From these options, you have to click on this initial setup button. Then a dialog box is going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the webhook URL and the trigger column. For the webhook URL over here, I'm going to paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us. And for the trigger column, it says the trigger column will be a final data column on which if the data is added. So in the spreadsheet, the final data column is going to be column B. This is the trigger column right over here because I want that as soon as the data is going to be added in this column, column B right over here, automatically Pabbly Connect should capture the response. So for the trigger column, I'm going to write over here as column B, okay? After pasting the webhook URL and selecting the trigger column, I'm going to click on the submit button. As I've done that, it says setup configured successfully, so I'm going to go back. So now with the steps that I'm going to tell you are very important, so please do not forget to follow them. Go back to extensions and Pabbly Connect Webhooks again. Now from these options, I have to click on this send on event button. As over here it is saying working. As the loading is completed, I'm going to go back to extensions and Pabbly Connect Webhooks. You can see a tick mark is in front of send on event. It is very important to click on send on event because whenever a new data is going to be added in the spreadsheet is going to send that data to Pabbly Connect. That is why it is very important to click on send on event, okay? So I'm going to go back to my workflow that I've created. Over here, you can see it says waiting for webhook response. So now what we're going to do is we're going to enter the data of the title and the keywords in the spreadsheet, and we're going to check whether Pabbly Connect captures the response of the title and the keywords or not. For that, I'm going to enter the title and the keywords for which I want to generate the content for in the spreadsheet. As you can see that this is the title and the keywords that I want to generate the content for that I've entered in the spreadsheet. For the title being top trading tips for beginners, investors, and keywords as investment strategy, stock trading, financial market, risk management, portfolio diversification, and market entry. So these are the keywords and the title for which I want to generate the content for. As I've entered this in my spreadsheet, I'm going to open my Pabbly Connect workflow and I'm going to check whether Pabbly Connect has captured the response of the title and the keywords or not. For that, I'm going to open my workflow. I'm going to scroll down, wait over for a few seconds. As you can see that after waiting for a few seconds, we have received a response. And the response, we have received the title as the top trading tips for beginners, investors, with the keywords that we have entered in our spreadsheet right over here. You can see the investment strategies and all the keywords that we have entered. So this means that Google Sheets is now successfully connected to Pabbly Connect and a trigger setup is done. So now whenever the new title and the keywords are going to be entered in the spreadsheet, automatically Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response. That trigger setup is done now. Now let us set up our action step. Now what we want is, as we have the title and the keywords, we want to generate a content for this title and keywords. For that, we're going to set up our action step and we're going to be generating the content with the help of Google Generative AI, that is Google Gemini. So I'm going to select my action application as Google Generative AI, and for the action event as generate content, as now we want to generate the content of the title and the keywords that we have received with the help of Google Sheets, okay? Then I'm going to click on this connect button to connect Google Generative AI with Pabbly Connect. A new window is going to appear on which click on add new connection, but if you want, you can select the existing connection. After that, you can see over here it is asking for the API key. With the help of this API key, we're going to connect Google Generative AI, that is Google Gemini, with Pabbly Connect. How are we going to have the access of the API key? Over here in the help desk, you can see it says Google AI Studio. We're going to click on this hyperlink. Google AI Studio's dashboard is next going to appear in front of you. Over here in the top left corner, it says get API key. We're going to click on it. As we're going to do that, the API key section is then going to appear. Over here it says create API key. We're going to click on it. For the project, I'm going to select the existing project from this drop down right over here, and then I'm going to click on this create API key button. As you can see, the API key is created. I'm going to copy this from here, paste it right over here, and then I'm going to click on this save button. I'm going to close the Google AI Studio from here. As you can see that Google Generative AI is now successfully connected to Pabbly Connect. It is asking for the text for which I want to generate the content for. This is the prompt, okay? With the help of the prompt, Google Generative AI is going to generate the content. So the prompt over here, I want it as, so this is the prompt for which I want to generate the content for. It says, I am an owner of a trading company that wants to provide its clients daily market insights, trading tips, and trend analysis. I want to generate the content on title. The title is right away with the keywords as the keywords. So generate engaging content on this title by using the given keywords in the content, and generate the content in long paragraphs. So this is a prompt that for which I want to generate the content for using Google Generative AI, that is Google Gemini. And for the details of the title and the keywords, what we are going to do is we are going to map the data. Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. And how mapping works is, I'm going to first erase this data from here. As I'm going to click on this field, it says Google Sheets new or updated spreadsheet. Or as I'm going to click on it, you can see this was the same response that was captured in our previous step. In the response, we have received the title. So as the way we want to title over here, so what we're going to do is for my previous response, I'm going to select the data of this title. As I've selected the data is mapped, and as I map the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever a new response is going to be captured in a previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this mapped data. Similarly for the keywords, I'm going to map the data of the keywords right over here. So this is the keywords, I'm going to map the data, okay? So this is the prompt for which I want to generate the content for using Google Gemini. After that, it is asking for the models. For the models over here, I'm going to select it as Gemini Pro. After selecting the models, it is asking for the method. I'm going to generate the content. So for the method, I'm going to select as generate content. After entering the prompt, selecting the model and methods, I'm going to click on the save and send test request button. As I've done that, you can see I've received the response. In the response, you've received the content that is generated using Google Gemini for top trading tips for beginners, investors, and this is the content that is generated using Google Gemini, as you can see right over here. So this means that we successfully generated the content using Google Gemini, that is Google Generative AI, from the title that we have entered in our Google Sheets. As now the content is generated, we want to send this content for the review on my Slack channel. So what we are going to do is we're going to add another action step in this workflow, and for the action application, now we're going to select it as Slack. So I'm going to select my action application as Slack, and for the action event as send channel message, as now we want to send a message on the channel that we have created of our review team on our Slack account. Okay, and then I'm going to click on connect to connect Slack with Pabbly Connect. A new window is going to appear, on which click on add new connection, but if you want, you can select the existing connection. After that, click on connect with Slack. A new dialog box is going to appear which is asking for the token type. I'm going to select the token type over here as bot. Okay, if you want, you can use it as user also. So I'm going to click on the save button. After selecting bot, a new window is then going to appear. If I'm going to scroll down, it is asking for a permission. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on allow, as the save process in my data is perfectly saved with Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to click on this allow button. As you can see that Slack has now been authorized with Pabbly Connect. Firstly, it is asking for us to select a channel. So I've created a channel over here in the name of review team, because this is a channel of my review team right over here. And on this channel, I want to send the content that is generated using Google Gemini so that my review team can review the content being generated. Okay. So for the channel over here, I'm going to select it as review team. So this is the channel. I'm going to select it review team. Okay. Next, it is asking for the message that we want to send on our channels. For the message over here, I'm going to write it as. So this is a message that I want to send to my team. It says new content generated for review. For the topic, I'm going to map the data of the topic that we have received in our previous step, that is right over here. Hello team, we have generated new content using Google Gemini on the topic. For the topic over here also, I'm going to map the data of the topic that we have received in our previous step. Content. For the content right over here, I'm going to map the data of the content that is generated using Google Gemini over here in place of the content. It says please review the content and provide your feedback and suggestions by the end of the day. Your input is crucial to assure accuracy and relevance. Let's make sure this content is comprehensive and valuable to our audience. Looking forward to your thoughts. Thank you. Best regards. So this is the message that I want to send on my Slack channel. Okay. So this is the message that I want to write. It is asking for all the details like the image URL, image, all text and all the details. I don't require the field, so I'm going to skip the part. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on the save and send test request button. As I've done that, we have received a response, which is a positive response. So now I'm going to open my Slack channel that I've created, and I'm going to check whether a new message has been forwarded on my Slack channel or not. For that, I'm going to open my channel that I've created. And yes, you can see right over here, a message has been forwarded on the channel that I've created in my Slack, that is review team. The message says the new content generated review for the title. Hello team, this is the content generated. You can see this is the content generated right away with the help of Google Gemini. And it is asking for the team to review the content, as you can see right over here in the message. So this means that we successfully created an automation between Google Sheets, Gemini and Slack with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum up till now what we have done, I am an owner of a business and I post content related to my business on different social media platforms. Generating these content manually takes a lot of time. So what I did was I simply created this amazing automation with Pabbly Connect so that whenever I'm going to enter the title of the content I want to generate for in my Google Sheets, automatically with the help of the title, the content is going to be generated using Google Gemini. And as then the content is going to be generated, I want to review that content. For that, I am going to be sending the generated content on the channel that I've created in my Slack account to my review team so that they can review the content that is generated using Google Gemini. Okay. And for that, we've created this amazing automation between Google Sheets, Google Generative AI, that is Google Gemini and Slack with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video. Not just with these applications, you can create automation with the help of Pabbly Connect between multiple applications. If you have any doubts, you can send us email on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can ask your queries on forum.pabbly.com. If you have any queries regarding the pricing of Pabbly Connect, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions and doubts, and please share this video, and thank you for watching.